My dear viewers, entrepreneurs and public, are your geopolitics confusions chronic? Do not panic. This is Nammakudla Geopolitics Clinic. Here we will present you Karnataka Bank Geopolitics TONIC. I am CA S. Nayak. Dear viewers, you are all welcome to our 361st episode of Business Tonic. Topic for the day: geopolitics, war and its impact on economy. We all know since 28th February there is a not conflict, it is a rigorous war between Iran and Israel with US. So the impact of this war is not only on these three countries, the destruction has spread to lot more other countries, especially 12 other countries including Gulf nations. We all experience this war impact due to the steep increase in crude oil prices. More than that, non-availability of required quantum of LPG and many more other impacts are there. Many industries have been closed down who depend on LPG or LNG, and due to the impact of this war, the dollar rupee, that equation is rupee is registering at its record low 93 plus, and many more impacts are there. Let us discuss during the course of our discussion. Before we start our program, let me introduce our three economic experts. First of all, let me introduce CA D.B. Mehta. He is an eminent economic expert. He is become first rank with the Mumbai University, then CMA, then he has completed his CA at the youngest age of 21 years. Then he has cleared the prestigious IRS exam and he has done Bachelor of General Law from Mumbai University, and he has 10 years of rich experience by working in indirect taxes with the Government of India, and such a prestigious job he has quit and he has ventured into Allegro Ventures. To add feather to his cap, he has been elected as president. Now he is functioning as President-elect CREDAI Karnataka, and he is a independent director of Mangaluru Smart City Limited. This is his brief introduction, and we are all proud that in the matter of union budget, direct and indirect taxes, real estate, economy, investment and what not, He has got thorough knowledge and expertise. More than that, he knows how to disseminate the knowledge. So he has appeared maximum number of times in our Business Tonic show also. CADB Mehta, on behalf of our viewers, you are welcome to our show.
Yeah, thank you for such a glorious introduction. Thank you.
We have one more resource person who is professor. He not only professes teaching skills, but also is an author, written many books, 25 plus books in economics, and regularly writing columns in leading newspapers, and he is presently working as professor in economics, University College, Mangaluru. He is MA Economics from Mangaluru University and doctorate in economics from Mangaluru University, and he has also appeared on various topics like economy, union budget, state budget, and inflation, etc. in our channel. And to add feather to his cap, he is also chief editor for Sahakara Spandana. Dr. Jayavanta Nayak, on behalf of our viewers, you are welcome to our show.
Thank you, sir.
We have with us economics luminary, we can say, Rajesh Rao M. He is economic and banking expert. He has worked nearly 28 years in Canara Bank, in various roles, and specialized in MSME credit appraisals. So he is 5th rank holder in BSRB exam, as well as All India topper in Canara Bank officers exam. Then he has written many letters to our PM Modi on economics, various policies, and giving some suggestions how to make India as Vishwa Guru or Viksit Bharat. So he has also appeared on our show in the matter of MSMEs, union budget, state budget, economy, and various other topics. Shri Rajesh Rao M. He is also presently Dharmadarshi of Vanadurga Temple, Sri Vanadurga Temple, Vijay, Mangaluru, and he is a regular columnist in now Suddhimani also. Today he has made Suddhi by writing Jagatika Taila Yuddha in Suddhimani newspaper. So much depth in the subject. Shri Rajesh Rao M, you are welcome to our show. Before starting the topic, we have the tradition of introducing special events of the week. On Friday, that is 19th March, we have celebrated Chandramana Yugadi across the globe. Parabhavanama Samvatsara Chaitramasa Shukla Paksha Padya. From this day, Chandramana New Year starts. So it is said that Brahma has created this world on this day. So in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana, and Maharashtra, this Yugadi festival is celebrated in a grand manner, and especially in Maharashtra they call it as Gudi Padwa. Chandramana Yugadi is the traditional New Year festival celebrated in a grand way. The term Yugadi is derived from the Sanskrit words Yuga, that means age, and Adi means beginning, means the beginning of a new era, that from this day our universe has born. It typically falls in the month of March or April, that is Chaitra Masa, Hindu lunisolar calendar month of Chaitra. The festival symbolizes renewal, fresh beginnings, and a start of a new agricultural and spiritual cycle also. And on behalf of Namma Kudla channel, I wish all our viewers happy Chandramana Yugadi. It is during Chandramana Yugadi, people consume Yugadi Pachidi, a unique dish that blends 6 distinct tastes, that is sweet, jaggery, sour, tamarind, bitter, neem, spicy, that is chili, salty, and tangy, that is raw mango. Each of these flavors represents different emotions and experiences in life, such as sweet for happiness, then sadness, anger, fear, and surprise, reminding people to accept life in all its forms with balance and resilience. So, on behalf of Namma Kudla channel, and I wish all the viewers happy Chandramana Yugadi. Let during this Parabhava Nama Samvatsara, let all evils be Parabhava, defeated, and let this war stop as soon as possible. So, on Saturday and some places Friday, we have celebrated Ramadan, that is Ramzan, across the globe. Ramadan is the 9th and most sacred month of the Islamic lunar calendar, observed by Muslims around the world as a time of deep spiritual reflection, devotion, and self-discipline. It is believed that the Holy Quran was first revealed to Prophet Muhammad during this blessed period, making it especially significant in Islamic tradition. Throughout the month, Muslims fast daily from dawn to sunset, beginning with a pre-dawn meal called suhoor and ending with iftar, the meal to break the fast at sunset. Many of us might have celebrated in iftar parties at the sunset. During fasting hours, they abstain not only from food and drink, but also from negative thoughts, actions, and habits, striving to purify both the body and soul. Ramzan encourages increased prayer, including the special nightly Taraweeh prayers and a stronger connection with the Quran through regular recitation and understanding. On behalf of Namma Kudla, I wish all the viewers happy Ramadan. To start this topic, geopolitics, war and its impact on economy, we all know the war is going on since 28th February. That means this is today is the 23rd day consecutively war is happening, not only between Israel, Iran, US, neighborhood countries, Lebanon, and Israel has attacked US bases, US embassies in neighborhood Gulf countries also. First time I think in neighborhood Gulf countries also they have attacked. And matter of concern for us is, there are nearly 9 million Indians. They are working, 9 to 10 million in Gulf countries. Indian expatriates reside in the Gulf. They are also worried Indian government is also worried. Lot of evacuation is taking place, and government of India is making lot of efforts to ensure the safety of Indians across the globe. And this time also government has taken lot of initiatives, and the problem presently has been because of there was a severe, that is attack by US and Israel on Iranian nuclear sites in the month of June 2025. It continued for 12 days, then it stopped, but US Israel attack again started on 28 February 2026 because of they gave 60 days time to Iran to stop enriching uranium. So there is a fear psychosis in everyone that if they enrich the uranium, so it is a threat to the globe, especially to Israel, because Iranians from this born child, first they talk about death to Israel, death to US. From there only the hatredness starts. The conflict has intensified to direct confrontations, resulting in the killing of Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Khomeini and many top leaders and military heads like Larijani. Israel seeks to disable Iran's nuclear and ballistic missile programs. Iran is retaliating through drones, long-range missiles targeting Israeli infrastructure and US air bases in Gulf countries. US initiated military action on Iran under the name Operation Epic Fury, citing the need to prevent an imminent nuclear threat. So they have destroyed Iran's nuclear capabilities, they claim, and to topple Iranian leadership. Iran has retaliated in a befitting way by attacking US forces, shipping, US embassy, US air bases in Middle East countries. Over 12 countries have been attacked by Iran. So now it is uncertainty is prevailing everywhere. So with this small note, let me start by quizzing C.A. D.B. Mehta, who is an economic expert. What is this geopolitics? Whether this war is due to enmity or this war is for getting supremacy over crude oil. Why Trump is attacking Iran and why Israel has so much enmity with Iran. Can you just brief?
See, let's understand the word geopolitics. Geo means land. The land where a particular country is based, it will have neighbors, it will have natural resources, and the people of that land would want to protect his land and his natural resources and exploit it to the fullest. Now, when you have very good natural resources, be it crude oil, be it minerals, or whatever, there are others who want to take control of it. If you look at it in the last 40-50 years, the most visible control that's ever happened over resources is by the US in the Middle East. You look at Iraq, is now completely controlled by the USA. You look at the entire Gulf region barring Iran, Uh, USA has all the bases in all these countries and has a rich business tie-up with all these countries. Oil is the next resource, which will be the black gold, which will be the most precious resource in the years to come. And the fights, whatever has happened, is not for territory, but it's for the resources in that territory. Politics come in when the resources are precious, when people want to control it, nations want to control it, and war is part of politics. To take control of any nation or any regime, or throw the regimes out and bring in a regime which is favorable to you, or to have allies in a particular region, this is all part of politics. So this is a play of geopolitics, and that's what is playing out in Iran. You have very well explained in the beginning, Iran considers Israel and USA as a staunch enemy. So there is a issue of survival. B, there is a threat perception from Iran to these nations, and C, Iran controls a lot of oil globally. You would be aware that USA has already put sanctions on Iran in the name of Iran enriching uranium and developing nuclear weapons. And post taking over of Venezuela and its oil by the USA, USA was emboldened to control Iranian oil and install a regime which is friendly to the USA.
Venezuelan oil quality is not so good as that of Gulf.
Yeah, Venezuela oil is a sludge oil, is not a flowing oil, and because of that the realization per barrel is very low. And part of the geopolitics, this war what you are witnessing is to take the oil price up. Once the oil price goes up, Venezuelan oil is sitting there to be exploited and sold in the market, and that is part of the overall strategy of the USA in joining Israel in the war. USA need not have joined this war at all, because the primary reason of the war was between Israel and Iran. That we will, in the course of our discussion, will elaborate on that. But USA has joined this war in the name of threat perception of nuclear bomb and nuclear attack by Iran, as it did with Iraq, weapons of mass destruction. We all remember that very clearly. There was no weapons of mass destruction. Iran is very far away from developing a nuclear weapon, and the war is a premature war for the USA, but the purpose is different for the USA, the purpose is different for Israel, but both have come together for this USA for the oil purpose and Israel for the geopolitics.
Okay. Why Trump is so ambitious? He wanted actually Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
In order to get the Nobel Prize, one should be noble and humble.
Yeah.
But in this case, Trump is so aggressive. He started with the trade war. Then he started with the unnecessary interfering in other countries' affairs. Now he has waged the war on Iran. Because of this, everywhere there is a problem. So destruction is happening everywhere. What is Trump's idea? I think he might not have visualized it, but we will at least visualize what is Trump's idea.
See, Trump's idea is entirely different. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಎಣಿಸಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ನಾವು ಬಹಳ ಸುಲಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಾನನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು. ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಟೂ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾರ್. ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ವಾರ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅವರು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ವಾರನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಇಂಡಿಯಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವುದು ಟ್ಯಾರಿಫನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿದರು, ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾರಿಫನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿದರು. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಕಾನಮಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್.
What is the purpose of that? What is the purpose?
This imposing tariff with the help of one stone you can kill two birds. ಒಂದೇ ಕಲ್ಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಹಕ್ಕಿಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಡಿಬಹುದು.
Now we came to know that a bird in hand is better than two in bush. He is trying for two birds in the bush now instead of a bird in hand.
ಒಂದು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಟು ಸಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕನ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅರ್ನ್ ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂ, ಅದು ಒಂದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಹಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್, ಅವರ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ವಾರ್. ಆ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ವಾರ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೆನೆಜುಲಾವನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾರ್ಬ್ಯಾರಿಕ್ ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್.
And he always says,
Yeah.
so he's very ambitious that he says Canada is my 51st
Yeah.
state.
Yeah.
Like that he resides always.
ಅಂದರೆ
So that it is one way good for India,
because
because Canadians now become very close friends with India because they don't want to become 51st state of US.
his total policy is expansionist policy. It is just like China. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಅಮೇರಿಕದ್ದು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಇಷ್ಟೇ. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಮೊದಲಿನ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಏನು ಟೋಟಲ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಮಿಲಿಟರಿ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಹೀಸ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಂಟೈರ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್. ಇವರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಇವರು ಬೊಬ್ಬೆ ಹೊಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ನಾನು ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡಿಯೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ. ಇದು ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಈಗ ವಾರ್ ಆದರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಸಿ ಇಸ್ರೇಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎ ಕಾಸ್. ಇಸ್ರೇಲಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣ ಉಂಟು. ಏನಂತೇಳಿದರೆ, ಈ ಇರಾನ್ ಹತ್ರ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ವೆಪನ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಥ್ರೆಟ್, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಥ್ರೆಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ವೆರಾಸ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕ ಯಾಕೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಿತ್ತು? ಈಗ ವಾರ್ ನಡೆದದ್ದು ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಇಸ್ರೇಲ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ, ಅದರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಯಾವುದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಸ್ರೇಲ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇರಾನ್. ಈಗ ಸಫರ್ ಆಗೋದು ಯಾರು? ಸಫರ್ ಆಗೋದು ಡೆವಲಪಿಂಗ್ ಇಕಾನಮೀಸ್. ನಾವು ಕ್ರೂಡ್ ಆಯಿಲಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಅವರನ್ನು ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕು, ನಾವು ಇಂಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇಂಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ರೂಡ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಮೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಟೋಟಲಿ ಕೊಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಸಸ್. ಅವರ್ ಇಕಾನಮಿ 75% depending upon other economies, other countries. So this is the thing.
Okay. Now India is mostly always neutral country. They never wage war on anybody so far in the history. If anybody wages war, then India will react. That is the policy of India. So what is the stand of India and what is the stand of America's friends, NATO countries in this situation, in this war?
ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ ನಾನು, ಯುದ್ಧದ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವದ್ದು. ಫಾರ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 100 years there were 450 plus wars in the whole world.
100 years.
100 years.
That means in a year only 4.5 wars.
Out of that, Middle East itself is 114 wars have been waged between Middle East countries, within that too, as I told, 12 countries maximum, not even that. I'll tell you some of the wars. This Iran revolution has taken place there. The real problem with Iran today is
Shah
Shah
has been toppled.
by toppled, and there is a different leadership.
Now Islamic country.
Islamic state. So that is in 1979. From there the problem started. Before that, in 1948, the real conflict between Israel and in the Middle East. The Middle East crisis started in 1948, when Israel was recognized as a country. So from there the Middle East crisis started. Then Iraq and Kurdish conflict has taken place in 1919. Iraq is involved. Iran, Saudi in 1979. Iraq, Syria in 2011. 8-year war, Iran and Iraq war in 1980. 2003, again Iraq war. 1990, Gulf war. 1920, Turkey-Armenia war. 1967, another flashpoint, where the real problem has started. Gaza Strip, West Bank, Golan Heights, where Jordan, Syria and that was involved there. Egypt was involved. Then there was a Camp David Accord. Then there was a lull for some time. Then, so Yemen and Israel. Yemen is also involved in 2023. So many of the entire Middle East countries are involved in war for the last 100 years. Yes. That is the history of the mid crisis there.
Because of this oil supremacy, they want
one oil supremacy. Then there is some political involvement also. There is change of leadership. There is there is no democracy there. First of all, saying lack of democracy in the Middle East. That is the main problem, political problem.
But sometimes benevolent dictatorship is better than unorganized democracy. Dubai is such best example for that. That is benevolent dictatorship. So 1 minute, let us attend. There are 2 calls at a time. I am holding it. Okay. Hello.
Dr. Devdas Rai, sir, Rotarian PDG, Major General Professor Dr. Devdas Rai.
Dr.
My
Devdas
only question to the 3 resource persons is, who has suffered more damage up to now? Is it the US side, US Israel side, or is the Iran side? Who has suffered more damage up to now? That's all.
Who has suffered more? There is a beautiful saying in war. The winner is the loser, loser is the dyer. Geddava sota, sotava satta. Who has suffered
See,
more? Who has suffered more?
the third party has suffered the most here, not the principal parties. And these third parties are all the Gulf nations who are allies of the USA. Iran has no capability of
Enemy is friend, is an enemy.
Is an enemy. So Iran has no capabilities of attacking USA. None of their missiles will reach USA. Israel has a very strong defense system. In between, 1 or 2 missiles will pass through. But the sitting duck there, as you say, is all these Middle East countries like UAE, Saudi, Oman, Kuwait, Bahrain. These are the sitting ducks there, and they are being the most affected.
Now Qatar has been impacted because of recent attack on their gas.
On the gas. Okay, as Mr. Rajesh mentioned earlier, the developing nation, because of the crude oil prices and gas prices going up, they are the countries which will be suffering the most, and they will suffer for a long period, because the crude oil price may not calm down overnight.
Okay, we have one more caller. Hello.
Good morning, Rajan from Bombay.
Rajan from Mumbai. Whether you get the gas regularly there?
Yeah. We get piped gas here. Touch wood, so far so good.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you. The question to the
Touch wood,
panel
you are not using firewood, correct? No.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Good one. So the question to the panel is, everyone is talking about negativity more than the positivity. So my question to the panel is, once the war will end sooner or later, what are the benefits infrastructure companies like L&T and other companies will have? What is the benefit? Second thing, is the metal index a good investment now because of the equity market not doing well, because experts are leaning towards it? And like you said, there will be a geopolitical shift from US superpower to to the down south. That's my question to the panel. Yeah, thank you.
Rajesh Rao, everybody asks about problems of war and losses of war, but Rajendra Naik from Mumbai, he talks about benefits of war. Very nice. See, that's why people see, ordinary persons see in ordinary perspective.
Yes.
Intelligent persons always see with wider perspective. So he may be intelligent viewer, he is seeing from wider perspective. Rajesh.
From a US standpoint, see, it was involved in a 12-day war in 2025. That was a war directly between June between Israel and Iran. It ended because of the air strike and other things, and ended. But the problem here is nobody expected this to spread out to the Gulf countries. They thought that the similar thing will be repeated, just like 12-day war, it will be repeated again, and Iran will surrender. There is going to be regime change. That is why within 24 hours they have killed the top leadership. And within 48 hours, another 40-50 people were killed. That was the main idea behind it.
What are the benefits of
benefits is, India has to learn a lot from this. Benefits to India, it will come now.
Now storage capacity of LNG should be increased.
Yes. The entire the petroleum, what you call a strategic petroleum
we have
resource.
crude oil storage capacity.
We have got 74 days, they say.
Yeah,
we have got that.
LNG day to day is the issue now.
LNG and LPG is the main problem. But what we have to do is we have to find out the alternatives. For example, Pune Institute has found out an alternative for LPG also now. So there we have to go. Then we have to change the trade routes. The problem here is it is a Strait of Hormuz. That's a very delicate area where around 700 ships are landed there now. 700 ships from most of the countries.
They are stranded.
They are stranded. And India, this is the benefit. One benefit is India is allowed 28 ships to leave that strait. That is how we have got.
How many Indian ships are there?
28 ships are there.
There is already allowed.
Allowed.
But only 3 ships have come.
Another 2 are on the way. The others are also allowed.
Now we can come to know what are the names of the ships. Nanda Deep, Shivalika, all beautiful names.
So one advantage for India is our diplomacy has worked. We were telling that what Modi ji is doing, traveling abroad, to this, that, everything. He is the most widely traveled person in the whole world today, not even Trump. He has traveled the maximum. Why he has done it? Now we are seeing the benefits.
Trump has no more threat. He cannot travel at all because he has killed other nations' leaders.
So this is one thing. Second thing, we have to go for alternative sources of energy, renewable sources like solar, hydro, and other things. So there we have
but
to.
Already gas pipeline is there now. Gas required.
Even gas pipeline, PNG is there, piped natural gas. That was a good project, but it's not successful. If if PNG is utilized just like in Maharashtra, if it is utilized in most of the cities and most of the states, then this gas problem would not have been there.
Why?
The infrastructure is not there.
Infrastructure correct. Gas should be there. No,
gas is there, but because of the inadequate infrastructure, inadequate city arrangement, city infrastructure all over India, that has been put on hold. City infrastructure to pipeline ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. So this is one thing. Then trade routes, for example. Now there are 2 new trade routes have been planned now. 3 trade routes. One is the international north-south transport corridor. That is going to connect India to Russia and Europe. That is via Iran. Via Iran.
Once again problem.
No, once again problem, but we are not passing through this Strait of Hormuz. It's a different route.
But via Iran?
Iran, but route is different, not Hormuz.
Problem of Hormuz is Iran only.
So that is one thing. Second thing is India, Middle East, Europe economic corridor. It's called IMEC. That is also connecting India to Europe. Via
Iran comes.
Not Iran. There the Saudi is there, Jordan, UAE, our friendly countries. Iran is also a friendly country, not an issue. So these are the 2 things. The third one is Chennai, Russia, Vladivostok East Corridor project.
Chennai, Russia?
Vladivostok. Vladivostok is an area in.
How it goes from Chennai to Russia?
Right.
Okay.
So, and this is a multimodal. These are these 3 things. They are multimodal projects. Multimodal means road, rail, and sea. So these 3 projects, if you are able to finish it off, then we will not have this problem in future.
What are the other benefits of war?
Every war.
More and more arms and ammunition.
Every war generates new economic opportunities because there's destruction due to the war. So, like one of your caller mentioned about L&T. L&T is into the business of setting up refineries, gas plants, and various other engineering.
Now, good clue that you have to buy L&T shares.
Various other mega engineering projects. Okay. So, definitely once the war stops, reconstruction will happen, and certain countries in certain specific fields will benefit. The other question was whether it is the right time to invest in LME, London Metal Exchange, or any metal products. When war happens, supply chain gets disrupted. So first price rise happens because of the supply chain disruption. Second price rise happens because of excess demand to rebuild. So metal
always destruction leads to construction.
So metals will definitely keep doing better for the next foreseeable future. And third thing is in the developing nations, which has seen the supply chain disruption, a lot of infrastructure building capacity building will happen, which will again benefit engineering companies to a large extent, cement companies also to a large extent. Say like all these multimodal routes will get developed, storage systems will be augmented, pipeline systems will be augmented. So the other sector you can look at is the pipeline industry. There are companies which manufacture these big pipes, to carry the gas or to carry the oil or natural resources. So these are the sectors definitely which will see a lot of demand.
We have simultaneously two callers. Can I attend? Hello. Hello.
ಸೂರ್ಯಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಬಂಟ್ವಾಳ. ಹಲೋ.
ಹೇಳಿ ಸೂರ್ಯಪ್ರಸಾದ್.
ಸೂರ್ಯಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಬಂಟ್ವಾಳ.
ಹೇಳಿ.
ಈಗಿನ ಯುದ್ಧವನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ವಿನಾಶಕಾಲೆ ವಿಪರೀತ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ ಹಾಗೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಒಂದು ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಯುದ್ಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೆದ್ದವ ಸೋತವ ಸತ್ತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಕಣ್ಣು ಹೋದ್ರೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಶತ್ರುವಿನ ಎರಡು ಕಣ್ಣು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಈ ಹಠಮಾರಿ ಧೋರಣೆಯಿಂದಾಗಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಯುದ್ಧದಿಂದ ವಿನಾಶವೇ ಹೊರತು ವಿಕಾಸ ಅಂತ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾನವೀಯತೆಯ ಶತ್ರು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರು ಈಗ ನಿರಂಕುಶ ಪ್ರಭುತ್ವ, ವಿಸ್ತರಣವಾದಿ ಮನೋಭಾವ, ತನ್ನ ಒಣ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠೆಯಿಂದಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಾದ್ಯಂತ, ವಿಶ್ವದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊಂದಲ. ಇದು ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಫೈನಾನ್ಸಿಯಲ್ ವಾರ್ನಾಗೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಈಗ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ, ಜನರ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮನ ಜಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಸು ಬಡವಾಯಿತು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇಶದ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, ಊರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುವ ಮಾರಿಯನ್ನು ಮನೆಗೆ ಕರೆಯದೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಶಾಂತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅಹಿಂಸೆಯನ್ನು ಬದ್ಧರಾದವರು. ಹಾಗೆ ಇವರು ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು, ನಾವು ಅವರ ಪರವಾಗಿ, ಯಾರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೋದ್ರು ಅದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆನೇ. ಈಗ ಭಾರತ ತಟಸ್ಥ ನಿಲುವನ್ನು ತಳೆದದ್ದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದೇ ಆಯ್ತು. ಈಗ ಭಾರತದ ನಡೆ ಹೇಗಿರ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, ಬೆಣ್ಣೆಯಿಂದ ಕೂದಲು ತೆಗಿತಾರಲ್ಲ ಹಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಬದ್ಧತೆ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು, ವಿವೇಕ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ವಿವೇಚನೆಯನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿಕೊಂಡು ವಿದೇಶಾಂಗ ನೀತಿಯನ್ನು ರೂಪಿಸಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಪಾಠ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ದೇಶವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅವಲಂಬಿಸಬಾರದು. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸಿಗ್ತವೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಿ ಮನೋಭಾವದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ದೇಶದೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಾವು ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬಾರಿ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಒಂದು ನಾವು ಪಾಠ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು. ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯತೆ ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಸುತ್ತದಂತೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ರಾಜಸ್ಥಾನದ ಮರುಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರೂಡ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಸತ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸಮುದ್ರದ ಆಳದಲ್ಲಿ ತೈಲ ನಿಕ್ಷೇಪಗಳು ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಸಂಶೋಧನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಈಗ ಗ್ರಾಮೀಣ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ರಾಮ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ತಾಲೂಕು ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಕಸದಿಂದ ರಸ ತೆಗೆಯುವುದು. ಆಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಆಗ್ತದಲ್ವಾ. ಪ್ರತಿ ತಾಲೂಕು ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ವಿವಿಧ ಸಂಘ ಸಂಘಟನೆಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ವಿವಿಧ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ ಅನಿಲ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಕಾರಿಗಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಬಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ವಾಹನಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಕಸದಿಂದ ರಸ ತೆಗೆಯುವುದಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ತುಂಬಿಸಬಹುದು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಗ್ರಾಮೀಣ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೋಬರ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಯ ಕೆಲವು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನು, ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಯನ್ನು ಇತ್ಯರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು.
ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ರಾವಣನ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಗೆ ಕಾಸಿನ ಮಜ್ಜಿಗೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರೂಡ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್, ಬಟ್ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಯೋಚನೆ. ಈಗ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಕಾಲರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗೋ. ಹಲೋ.
ಹಲೋ.
Who's speaking?
Sir, good morning. Good morning, Naik sir and panelist. This is Vinod here from Mysore.
Vinod from Mysore. How is Mysore now? Gas is available for you? Hotels
sir,
are,
I think,
hotels are closed or open?
Whoever is having the authorized the gas connection and things, for those people, yes, we are getting, but it's a bit delay compared to the earlier delivery period, whatever it used to happen.
Okay.
And as of now, I personally feel for household this thing, we are getting gas cylinders.
Okay.
But we don't know going
Commercial.
further as the days will go. With respect to this war situation, I think we don't know what it's a kind of a bit panic in people, sir, here still, and that's the situation actually. And commercial anyhow, yes, many of the hotels and other things are almost they are closing, citing the reason that the commercial cylinders.
ಯಾರೋ ಒಂದು ಜೋಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಈಗ ಸೌದಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ಬದಲಿಗೆ ಸೌದೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ.
Yes, agree, sir. Definitely, we have to go to our ancestral basic approach where we used to get all this
Nowadays,
and other things to be done.
Nowadays, I heard that food has become more tasty because they are using firewood for the preparation of food.
Absolutely, I agree with you, sir. Yes, sir, that approach has to be adopted now without failure, because they should take this as an opportunity to learning the lessons. Okay. Not only should depend on these cylinders and petrols and liquid LPGs related things like that, sir.
Your question, please.
Yes, sir. Let me go to my questions. First basic question, sir. What advice you and the panelists give for the politicians? Because any country can face such difficult situations because of the other countries' instability or war situations. What you advise for our current situation, politicians, they are waiting for such opportunity to blame the government which is ruling. So please give your advice to the government. What can be done, politicians especially, what can be done in this type of situation? Second one, how our country should reduce or should completely independent from such a war situation which is outside happening and we are impacted. Simple example I'll give, sir. China. They are not at all bothered wherever a war happens and things. What our country and we should look to improve such situation, taking this as a lesson.
But China is supporting Iran without selling.
No, sir. I don't think so.
Very cunning.
One country is some canal. They are blocking the state of Hormuz, and entire world is shaken. Almost 50% shaken now. So how far as a country India you suggest what improvement should we take from this one going further? Such any of the situation outside world should not impact majorly, at least. Slight, okay, there may be a kind of impact, but majorly all our country should be in a same place, whatever it is there. So those things. And what are your suggestions, sir, to improve the crude oil, these oil dependency related resources? How we can come up with those a kind of approaches here, where we can improve our oil manufacture and things like that, sir. So
okay.
Just give me some inputs on this area.
Very, very good question. We will answer your question. Before that, we will attend one more caller. Then we will answer. Hello.
ಹಲೋ, ನಾನೇ ಸೂರ್ಯಪ್ರಸಾದ್.
ಸೂರ್ಯಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಅವರೇ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಆದಷ್ಟು ಬ್ರೀಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಾಲರ್ಸ್ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಈಗ ಚಿನ್ನದ ರೇಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ಬಹುದಾ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, ಅಮೆರಿಕಕ್ಕೆ ಶಾಂತಿ ಪುರಸ್ಕಾರವನ್ನ ಕೊಡಬಹುದಾ? ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಪರಿಸರ ನಾಶ ಆಯ್ತು ನೋಡಿ. ಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಬಯಸುವವರು ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಈಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಶಾಂತಿ ನೋಬೆಲ್ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬಹುದಾ? ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, ಚಿನ್ನದ ರೇಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ಬಹುದಾ?
ಓಕೆ, ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಸರ್ ಸೂರ್ಯಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಅವರೇ. ಈಗ ಚಿನ್ನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಯವಂತ್ ನಾಯ್ಕ್ ಅವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚಿನ್ನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸುಮಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಚಿನ್ನದ ಬೆಲೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಸಸ್.
ಹೌದು, ಈಗ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಸಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಈಗ ಶೇರ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಹಣ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಕೊಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಫಾರ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಯಾರು ಕೂಡ ಈಗ ಶೇರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲಿ
ಶೇರ್ ಪ್ರೈಸಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಫಾಲನ್ ನೌ.
ಹೌದು,
ದಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಗುಡ್ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ಸ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಈಗ ಯಾರು ಕೂಡ ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್. ಹೌದು, ಈಗ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗುವಂಥ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥ ಇದು ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ.
ಗೋಲ್ಡಿಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ?
ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಈಗ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನವರು ಗೋಲ್ಡಿಗೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ.
ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ETF
ಇದು ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಇಕ್ವಿಟಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಹಾಕುವಂಥ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಈಗ ಹೆಚ್ಚು. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಅದು ಸೇಫರ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಇದಿದೆ, ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಈಗ ಹೇಗಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ರಿಯಲ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗುವಂಥ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೇಷನ್ ತುಂಬ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗುವಂಥ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್. ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ GDP ಗ್ರೋತ್ ರೇಟ್, ಈಗ ನಾವು ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಕಾನಮಿ ಒಂದು ದಾರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. ಹೌದು, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಕೋವಿಡ್ 7 to 8% ಗ್ರೋತ್ ರೇಟ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಈಗ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಾರ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್,
ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ 0.5 GDP has already fallen across
the globe. Not only in India, even in other part of the world. ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ವಾರಿಂದ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್.
Okay. Now that Vinod, he has asked one beautiful question. What advice we can give to our politicians? They are blaming the government for gas and crude. I don't understand whether they think, or the opposition people see that opposition in Israel versus opposition in India. Can you distinguish?
Yeah, see now before I come to the politics, let me just add one thing to the gold which was discussed earlier. The gold price has come down for two reasons primarily. One is because gold has become a monetary financial instrument through ETFs. So when you lose money in stock market, you sell everything wherever you are making money. So there is a huge selling pressure on gold. Fundamentally, gold will not do well for the short term for a simple reason. Gold is linked to the dollar valuation. Dollar goes up, gold comes down. Why dollar will go up? If inflation becomes the key factor because of supply chain disruption and crude oil price going up, the treasury yield in USA will go up. Treasury yield goes up, more investment will flow to treasury yield in the USA. Dollar will become strong. Dollar becoming strong, gold will become weak.
But when US is doing so much, spending so much for war, nearly $2 billion per day, US is heavy spending. In spite of that, how dollar will become strong?
Say dollar
Whether
is
US economy will not become weak?
Say dollar is a global currency. US economy will not become weak because US is the largest beneficiary of any war, and that's why US starts many wars so that its economy keeps rolling. Because with the war, the main business for USA is the arms and defense manufacturing. The demand for that goes up. You must be aware that only the Gulf countries now, they have put some $16 billion orders for arms and ammunitions with USA itself.
Again US only.
US itself. Okay. So
Not India. India is not benefited.
India is
defense
supplying, but
manufacturing.
India has a supply limitation. We can't increase our supply overnight because of HAL. It has so much of huge backlog of order. So
now private defense company Adani and all
yeah,
that
so it's still in a very initial stages. So we will get the benefit, but first benefit has gone to the USA. So that was the goal. Second thing is coming to the Indian government. What steps they have taken? See, we have diversified our purchases of oil and gas. Earlier our dependence was too much with the Gulf nation. Now we have diversified a lot. The sanctions against Venezuela of the USA has increased a little more dependency back again on the Gulf nations. So diversification of our resourcing crude and gas was the first thing. Today we are still having gas because we are getting gas from Russia, we are getting gas from Malaysia, we are getting gas from some
crude oil
South African countries and
can't
USA.
we generate LPG
From
crude oil processing?
See, India imports almost 89% of crude oil and 80% of its gas requirement. So we are trying to get more and more exploration done in the Andaman's belt, but it's in a very initial stages. Right now tenders have been floated only for exploration. What is the total oil and gas available. Once exploration gets done, then tenders will be floated for exploitation of the resources from there. It will take maybe at least 1 decade.
Oh my God.
Yeah, for India to increase its own production of oil and gas. So diversification of supplies was being done for the last 10 years very systematically. Okay. The second factor of where the politicians can look at is not only the crude oil and the gas which is affected commodities. Is the fertilizer is the next item which is going to be affected very badly, and farmers will have a shortage of fertilizers, urea, which is made basically from LNG. And the thought process in India was, it's cheaper to import fertilizer made through LNG than import LNG, set up your fertilizer plant in India and manufacture fertilizer in India. Because LNG import is little expensive for a reason that from the gas it's converted to a liquefied stage for transportation. Then storage happens in liquefied stage, and again from liquefied stage it gets converted to the gaseous state before manufacturing happens. So the cost is more, it's cheaper to import fertilizer, but that policy we may have to change to make to manufacture fertilizer within our country and becoming 100% self-reliant in fertilizer, because 2 months from now monsoon will come, demand for fertilizer will be at its peak, and India will have problems in supplying this nitrogen and nitrous based fertilizer, ammonia based fertilizer. Phosphorus based fertilizer anyway supply was affected because of Russia Ukraine war, so we have a serious challenge in fertilizer also. So government needs to do more on the fertilizer front.
Okay. India's problem is India needs around 92,000 ton LPG per day and 50 lakhs cylinders daily, that commercial cylinders, and 31.3 million ton India is importing LPG. Now what India can do to safeguard the interest of our people, and what government has taken steps?
Yeah, government has taken a lot of steps. One, they have improved the production of LPG by 25%, and all refineries have been told to upgrade their production to 100%. One thing. Second thing, they have prioritized the sectors. For example, these daily consumption sectors like hotels, and then commercial purposes. They have been told to ensure that 100% supply is there. Then a committee has been formed, and these three oil companies have been three oil companies have joined. They have formed a committee that on a daily basis it has it conveys the problems of the nation with the ministries.
From US also we can import, no?
US, we have made an arrangement with the import of US from
but
US
the
also.
route is long and prices are
more. So then they have invoked this Essential Commodities Act, hoarding and black marketing of this gas. So many raids have been conducted. That is done. Then fertilizer companies. It is ensured that fertilizer companies are provided with the adequate gas. Hospitals, education institutions. Then a 30,000 crore fund has been sought. It has been cleared by the cabinet for helping these export units due to the price rise. And booking, LPG booking, there they have increased the dates 21 days to 25 days. So many, around 28 vessels have been are coming to India now. That will increase the LPG stock also. So these are some of the things.
For the benefits of your viewers, it's very easy to store crude oil. You can cut a cavern in the earth and make a big oil reserve for yourself. But it's very difficult to create storage system for LPG and LNG, because it has to be stored in the liquefied form. It cannot be stored in the gas form. So the cost of storing LPG and LNG is very high. You have to make tanks which are very expensive. You have to keep it under a particular temperature and particular control systems. So to augment the storage system of LPG and LNG is very expensive. It is not that easy as
but I saw in some TV
debates,
Narendra Modi should have increased storage capacity. Why he has not done
because
that?
People do not understand that gas can't be stored in the gas form. It has to be converted to liquid form. That's why it's called LPG, liquid petroleum gas, liquid gas. It's converted into the liquid form. The cylinder you get, inside the cylinder the gas is in the liquid form, but when it comes out in a particular pressure, it gets converted into the gas form when it comes into your tube.
Okay.
So storage is not very easy.
That's why the cylinder weight is very high. And okay. Now I think it is here Afghan and Pakistan. There is a war going on. Now for Ramzan they have taken some break. So here also we will take some small break. Viewers, we will have small break. Don't go away. Let's meet break ke baad. Dear viewers, you are all welcome to our 361st episode of Business Tonic, Geopolitics, War and its impact on economy. After the break, we have three economic experts with us in the studio today, CADB Mehta, Dr. Jayavanta Nayak and Shri Rajesh Rao M. You are all welcome to our show after the break. If you have any doubts, dear viewers, you can call 0824 4116060 or 0824 4119090. Now, there is some rules in the war, but nowadays, especially in this war, it is so rigorous, so horrified war, we can say. Even Israel attacked Iran school children and they killed, and Irani's top political leaders they killed, and Iran, they attacked lot of residential colonies of various other countries. They say that US people are staying there, and lot of residential areas of Israel also. So how does it work? What are the rules of the war? Can you just brief?
United Nations, they have set certain...
Whether United Nations is there now?
No, it is out of picture only right now. They have set certain rules and regulations. First one is protection of civilians. ನಾಗರಿಕ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ, ಯುದ್ಧದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಗರಿಕರನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆಸ್ ಯು ಸೈಡ್, ಸಿವಿಲಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಾರ್ ಈ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಇಸ್ರೇಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಾನ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲು, ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಸತ್ರು, 350 ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ
ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನೇಟ್ ರೂಲ್. ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಟಾಲಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ್ they attacked Afghanistan hospital.
ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್.
That is also very unfortunate.
ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ
but I think it is beneficial to them. All drug addicts were there in that hospital.
Yes. And next one is ಗಾಯಾಳುಗಳ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ. So this is very, very important. During the time of war, wounded soldiers will be there, affected people will be there. It is the duty of the government to protect those people.
Treatment.
And ರಾಸಾಯನಿಕ ಮತ್ತು ಜೈವಿಕ ಶಸ್ತ್ರಾಸ್ತ್ರಗಳ ನಿಷೇಧ.
But on Vietnam they used the chemical weapons. US says for other countries don't use nuclear weapons. They only put in Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Japan.
It is very easy to give suggestions and criticisms.
ಓದುವುದು ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ, ಇಕ್ಕುವುದು
ಗಾಳ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಮೆರಿಕ ಮಾಡುವುದು ಅದನ್ನೇ. ಅವರು ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿ ಸಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು. ಅವರು ಈಗ ದಿಸ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ವೆಪನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಬಯೋಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ವೆಪನ್ಸ್ ಅದು ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಇಸ್ರೇಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ವಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್. ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ. ನಮ್ಮದು ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದು ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಕೂಡ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಯುದ್ಧ ತುಂಬ ಉದ್ದ ಹೋದರೆ ಆಗೋದು ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಯಾವುದು ಇಸ್ರೇಲ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಮತ್ತು ಅಮೇರಿಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೋದಿಜಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ರೋಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಈಗ ಅವರು ಮಧ್ಯಸ್ಥಿಕೆ ವಹಿಸಬೇಕು. ಮಧ್ಯಸ್ಥಿಕೆ ವಹಿಸಿದರೆ ಈ ಯುದ್ಧ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಣ್ಣಗಾಗುವಂಥ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇಶದವರು ಕೂಡ ಇದನ್ನು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಈಗ ಅಮಾಂಗ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲ್ ನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಈಸ್ ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ ನೇಷನ್. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶ ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ ನೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇವರು ಯಾವುದು ಈಗ ಮಧ್ಯಸ್ಥಿಕೆ ವಹಿಸಬೇಕು, ಈ ಯುದ್ಧವನ್ನು ಯಾವುದು ಟೋಟಲಿ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಗೆ ಅವರು ತರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನೀಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅವರ್. ಇದು ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆದರೆ ನಾನಾ ರೀತಿಯ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟರಸ್, ನಾನಾ ರೀತಿಯ ದುರಂತಗಳಾಗುವಂಥ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ.
Okay. Now, cascading effect of this war. Because of war, there is a impact on day-to-day life of the people. How this increase in petroleum prices, crude oil prices, LPG, LNG prices will impact other sectors? Can you just brief?
See, let's understand. India imports almost $145 billion worth of crude oil annually. It imports another $18 billion worth of gas annually. It imports $15 billion of fertilizer annually. It imports $10 billion of plastic raw material annually. It imports another $8 billion worth of synthetic fibers to make fabric annually. Now, all the prices have almost doubled or more than doubled. Now, this will have a direct impact on our economy, because we are roughly importing around $200 billion of petroleum based products, which is almost 25% of our total imports. Now, crude oil, we look at either NYMEX index or Brent crude index. Brent crude index yesterday Friday was 105. Indian basket,
It went up to 150, 115.
it went up to 120, but India's basket of crude oil is benchmarked to the Brent basket, but India's pricing is way higher. The last price available for India's basket was $145, which was $70 just a month before when the war started. You know, so we are paying now almost $75 per barrel more extra,
And
more than
there is
double.
no increase in rates.
More than double. Okay. Now, right now, the government has not passed on this petroleum product prices to the end users because of political reasons.
Pancharajya election.
Yeah, elections in 5 states. But the increase in LPG and LNG prices has already been at the commercial level being passed on. Now, most manufacturing in India for the purpose of carbon emission reduction and green technology had converted their manufacturing units from coal based to gas based. All the metal industries earlier was running on coal base. All are running
To reduce
now
pollution.
to reduce pollution. All are running on gas. So, the cost of gas, the cost of energy for metal industry is pretty high. So, say like steel price has already gone up by 10 to 12% in a month's time. Plastic raw material price has already gone up by 50 to 100% in a month's time. You know, say like textiles, Surat is shut down because the nylon fabric and polyester fabric, the rates have gone up so high that the factories are shut. Surat employs a huge number of workers from Bihar and other North Indian states. Those workers are now migrating back because of loss of work.
Very difficult to get them back.
You look at this tiles factory. Gujarat became the largest manufacturer of tiles and sanitary ware.
Now tiles rates increased.
Tiles rates have gone up, but apart from rates going up, tiles are not available because factories are shut. Because gas is a major raw material to heat all these tiles and sanitary ware products, and gas is just not available. So, a lot of migration is happening from there also.
We will continue that. Before that, Ram Rao is waiting for long. Hello.
ಹಲೋ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ರಾಮರಾವ್ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಐ ಕಂಗ್ರಾಚುಲೇಟ್ ಎಸ್ ನಾಯಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಲೈಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಚೀವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ MSME award. Next, according to Times of India dated 21st March, Iran conflict could reshape global terror risk. Sir, what is your opinion? Next, sir, do you think that Russia and China will join in the war? Next, why can't governments and big companies, railways, use solar systems in a large scale? Please highlight central government subsidy to solar system. Next, because of scarcity of gas, petrol, diesel, there will be a great demand for electrical appliances, electrical vehicles, metro, train, etc. In Udayavani, it is reported that Hotel Ayodhya near PS Circle is using wood, Marada Kattige. Next, agriculture is our culture. Hotels can sell mixed fruit other vegetable raw items which can be eaten as it is without boiling it. Next, middle class and poor people can prepare eatable items in their house with wood fire and can give door service. Next, other entertainment like cinema, cricket matches, tour and travelism may be postponed. Next, what is the role of UNO in preventing war? Next, usually in the beginning of New Year, astrologers used to predict so many things, but none of them had predicted present USA, Israel, Iran war, which was just 70 days away from New Year. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you. Ram Rao is always asking a lot of questions. Today, number of questions comparatively they are less, but all are very relevant questions. His question is Iran conflict, whether it will reshape global terrorism. Rajesh Rao. Iran is the motherland for global terrorism. No, they are.
No. One of the reasons for this war is it is terrorism. It is anti-terrorism strategy by USA. Why it started actually, that you should go now.
Yes.
In 2015 they had a agreement with Iran that they will not make that uranium enrichment. Second thing, in 2018 what US told, you are doing all these ballistic programs. So these two things you have to stop. Third thing what it told, you are supporting the 3H.
What is this ballistic missiles?
They are long range, about 2000 kilometers, 3000, 5000 kilometers. So they are having that program. That is supported by, somebody told, Russia and China is supporting them. That's one thing. Then there are 3H connected to terrorism. That is Hamas, Houthis and Hezbollah. So these three terrorist organizations, and that is supported by IRGC. Iran is controlled not by the government there. The Iran, if you see the leadership there, governance there, it is controlled by IRGC. That is Revolutionary Guard of Iran. That is the thing. They have got a special way of controlling the nation. There are 31 states in Iran, and each state has a branch of IRGC, and each unit is not connected to other unit. There is no central command in this thing. So what is happening here of late is, it is not that the Iran is putting, throwing these drones and other things. The individual state IRGC units, they are attacking the Gulf nations. So this small change is happening there. So now there is no control in Iran. This is one thing. Why it is happening? Because of again terrorism. Terrorists are controlling the entire Middle East crisis is generated out of terrorism. So unless you address this issue of terrorism, this crisis, as I told, no, for 100 years it is happening only because of terrorism. So unless you address this terrorism issue in a global level,
why this terrorism they are supporting Iran?
It has got a social equivalent. That way, if we discuss, it takes a different route altogether. It has a social meaning behind it. Let us not go into that. So what we have to do is, India has presented a resolution in the United Nations around 20 years back on a global strategy to counter this terrorism. Yes. That resolution UN is pending. That has to be taken up now. P5 nations have to join together, and terrorism should be any act of violence in the name of some social reasons, that should be classified as terrorist act. Yeah. That is not being done. Then there should be global sanctions on terrorism. For example, those countries who are supporting and sponsoring terrorism, they should be global sanctions on that. Unless that is happening, Middle East crisis will not be solved.
See, the basic thing, UN has failed to define what terrorism is. You know, it has to start from there only.
UN is a snake without teeth.
Yeah.
So now, where is UN?
And if you look at what Rajesh was saying, the terrorism by emanating from Iran is way different than the terrorism which emanates from Sunni countries, say like Afghanistan, Pakistan or Saudi Arabia. The terrorism from Sunni countries is more religious dominance, religious supremacy, and from that viewpoint the terrorism is fought. The terrorism that emanates from Iran is the dominance of, it's at a state level, it's at a country level, it's not at an individual level. So like Hamas and Hezbollah and Houthis, they fight against the nations. They are not interested in sending some, individual bombers or training individual bombers.
Like our Rameshwaram.
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah. So the terrorism emanating from Iran is very, very different than the terrorism emanating from other Sunni-related countries. Iran is a Shia-dominant nation.
Okay. How many Shia nations are there now in the world?
I think this Iraq is a Shia nation, Shia dominated nation, but it is ruled by Sunnis.
Sunni. Okay.
65% of the Iraqis are Shia. That is one thing. Very few nations are Shia.
Iran is the only nation which has almost 85% Shia population.
Okay. Okay. Now, the question is, tours and travel and this entertainment, that has been also affected a lot because of hotel industry and because of non-availability of the gas or the prices that we have. What is its impact on the economy now?
There are two types of business entities. One is small and another one is they are doing in large scale. ಈಗ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುವುದು ಈ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ನವರಿಗೆ. ಇವನ್ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 200 ಹೋಟೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅವೈಲೇಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ದದ್ರಿಂದ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
ತಾಜ್ ಮಹಲ್ ಓಪನ್ ಉಂಟಾ?
ಈಗ ತಾಜ್ ಮಹಲ್ ಈಗ ಕೆಲವು ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಓಪನ್ ಇದೆ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಓಪನ್ ಇದೆ. ಹೌದು, ಅವರು ಫೈರ್ವುಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳುವುದಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್, ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯೂವರ್. ವೆರಸ್ ಈ ಸಣ್ಣ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ನವರಿಗೆ ಈ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅವೈಲೇಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ.
See, I had gone for a meal yesterday to Mangalore Club. Okay, it's a very prestigious club in Mangalore city. It has very limited menu. All food was cooked on firewood. And they are now cooking in the open, not in the kitchen.
How was the taste?
Taste was very good.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಎಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೇಬರ್ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸಿವ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರತಿ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 15-20 ಜನ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲೂಸ್ ಜಾಬ್. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಜಾಬ್ಸ್ ಹೋದರೆ ಅವರ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಟೋಟಲಿ ಕೊಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಸಫರ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅವರ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಟೋಟಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುವಂತ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ
and these workers also lose job. Now already in software, because of AI, many people have lost the job. Here also in lower strata, if they lose the job, there will be huge unemployment crisis.
One more thing is, it is connected to, it is some survey they have done. How many products will be affected by this crude price? Crude. 6,000 commodities. They say 6,000 products in India. They are affected by this price rise. Okay, it's even your lipstick. I was surprised to know that even lipsticks, no, that has some petroleum product.
Because it is petroleum jelly.
Jelly. Face ಸೌಂದರ್ಯವರ್ಧಕ ಮುಖ ಇದು ಮಾಡೋದು. From these lipsticks to your semiconductors, your data centers. Even they say even the internet cables, no, that particular in that Red Sea, for example. ರೆಡ್ ಸಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇಡೀ ಯುರೋಪ್ ಇದ್ದು ಟಾಟಾ ಕೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಉಂಟಂತೆ ಅಂಡರ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್. ಈ ಯುದ್ಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ದಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುರೋಪ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕೊಲಾಪ್ಸ್.
ಎಂಟೈರ್ ರೆಡ್ ಸಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ರೆಡ್.
ಸೊ ಹೀಗೆ ಇದರ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಬಹಳ ಇದಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನು ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಮೋರ್ಬಿ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ದಿ ಸಿರಮಿಕ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಿನ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಡ್.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ 50% ಆಫ್ ದ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಅವರು ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್.
Hormuz, everywhere they say Hormuz. Can you just explain about Hormuz? What is the impact of Hormuz and whether it is in the control of Iran only? What is the next side of the border of Hormuz?
See, the opposite of Hormuz is Oman. Okay.
They are friendly country.
They are friendly country.
But these people have attacked them also.
Yeah, because of the geopolitical issues. Okay. Now there's only a 21-kilometer strait. 21 miles the sea.
35 kilometers.
Yeah, and the other side of Iran, because if you see the shape of this, the whole sea is turning towards Iran and goes up and then comes down. And the narrowest point is 21 miles. Now Iran has a huge presence of defense deployment on its shoreline to control the Hormuz Strait, whereas the Gulf nations, they have never built up a defense line to control the Hormuz Strait. So Hormuz Strait has one nation to the north, Iran, and they have 5-6 nations to the south, which are all the Gulf countries. But the Gulf countries' defense systems are not developed to protect Hormuz. So the control of Hormuz is right now with Iran. It has always been with Iran. Because of this hostility, Iran is exercising its right to attack ships which are from either the US, Israel, or the allies of the US and Israel. So India was lucky enough because of a good relationship with Iran to get smooth
Any
passage
other
for
alternate
ships.
route now?
Anything that comes from the Gulf nation has to pass through Hormuz Strait, this strait. There is no other option because no
Which
pipe
is coming to India.
which is not only to India, wherever it goes to any part of the world, it has to pass
European
through
countries.
this, even European countries, it has to first pass through this Hormuz Strait, because there are no pipelines built, because Iran is in between. There are no pipelines built between Saudi Arabia or UAE or Kuwait or Bahrain to reach either European countries or to come to India.
Why Trump has not visualized this?
Both Israel and Trump failed to visualize that Iran will go and attack the allies of USA, which are the Gulf countries. So Iraq is fighting a very clever war, not by, because Iran can't reach USA. It's as simple as that, and it has very limited.
How many kilometers? Now ballistic missiles can't they put?
They have see, from Iran to reach USA, they need a missile which can travel more than 8,000 kilometers.
Oh.
They don't have those capabilities. As simple as that.
That Indian government invested 80,000 crores in Nicobar. Is it an alternative?
It's an alternative, and India is working on this. But all these projects of infrastructure and new routes and
It
all,
requires
takes
huge money.
huge money, huge geopolitical consensus.
Yes.
So it takes a lot of time.
For widening the road itself, you take lot of time, acquisition, lot of court
But
cases and
there
all.
is going to be a permanent cost. Yesterday, Iran foreign minister has told, after ending the war, we are going to impose a tax on all vessels forever. They are going to raise around 800 billion every year. Every year they are going to raise 800 billion.
Again,
Because-
Iran will become richer.
Richer.
Again, if they use for the purpose of this terrorism,
See, if you
then
look
again it is a vicious
If you
circle.
look at Panama Canal and Suez Canal, which are man-made, they are collecting fees from the ship's passage, whereas Hormuz Strait is a natural passage of water, but controlled by Iran, and Iran starts levying fees for each ship passage. It will be a huge revenue for Iran.
One more caller is there. We'll attend. Hello.
Hello,
Who's speaking?
Umesh Pai from Udupi.
Umesh Pai from Udupi. Professor.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
Can you ask your
ನನ್ನ
question?
ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಜಯವಂತ ನಾಯ್ಕ್ ಸರಿಗೆ.
ಹೇಳಿ.
ಈಗ ವಾರ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಹೌದು. ವಾರ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದರ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ವರೆಗೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ವರೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಕನಾಮಿ ಸಫರ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ವಾರ್ ನಾಳೆಗೆ ಕೈದಾಗ್ಬೋದು, ಅದರ ಇಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಉಂಟಲ್ಲ, ವಾರಿನ ಇಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅದು ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್, ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ವರೆಗೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಕಾಮನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನಿಗೆ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಏನು?
ಬಹಳ ಉತ್ತಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ಮಳೆ ನಿಂತರೂ ಮಳೆ ಹನಿ ನಿಲ್ಲದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಆನ್ಸರ್.
ಉಮೇಶ್ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಅವರು ಬಹಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ವಾರ್ ನಾಳೆಗೆ ನಿಲ್ಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್.
ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ ನಿಲ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಣಿಸುವ, ನಾಳೆ ಬೇಡ. ನಾಳೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪುನಃ ನಾಳೆ ನೋಡುವಾಗ ಅದು ನಾಳೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ.
ಅದರ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್, ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಕೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಫೆಕ್ಟ್, ಅದನ್ನು ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ವಾರ್ ನಿಂತಿದೆ. ಈಗ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ವಾರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ಕೂಡ ಈ ವಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡುವ. ಆದರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮದು ಕ್ರೂಡ್ ಆಯಿಲ್, ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ದೇಶಗಳನ್ನೇ ಅವಲಂಬಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟೋಟಲಿ ಡಿಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಅದರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್. ನಾವು ಇಂಪೋರ್ಟೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಇಂಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಕ್ರೂಡ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್, ಈಗ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇ ಗ್ರೋಸರಿ ಯಾವುದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದರದ್ದು ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಪ್ಯಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೇಷನ್ ರೇಟ್ ಸೋ ಹೈ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಬಡ ಜನರು, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಪುವರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಪೀಪಲ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸಫರ್ ಎ ಲಾಟ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಅದು ತುಂಬ ಸಫರ್ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚು. ಅವರಿಗೆ ರಾ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗ್ತದೆ. ರಾ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಈ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರೈಸಿಗೆ ಮಾರಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಟೇಕರ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಈಚೆ ಪರ್ಚೇಸಿಂಗ್ ಪವರ್ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಅದು ಸಫರ್ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ.
Okay, as a think tank, how to stop this war and how to rebuild? Can you just give suggestion?
Well, see, first of all, as I told you, this is purely a terror-related war. It is. First, you have to accept that it is not a financial war. It is not.
How
a
to
trade
curb
war.
this?
Curb this. First of all, as told sir by Mehta sir also, you have to. The global community has to sit now. This is a 100 years old war. This Middle East crisis is a 100 years old crisis. How will you solve it? It cannot be solved by waging a war or stopping a war. There should be a permanent solution to this. There should be a mutual respect between countries. For example, Palestine, for example. In 1948, it was agreed that there should be two nation theory. Why Israel has not accepted Palestine? Why Palestine is not given a
What
state?
is that two nation theory?
It was agreed that 1948 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು agreement ಆಗಿತ್ತು. Israel and Palestine, two nations will be created. But Israel has not agreed to that, and even Palestine is not agreed to. Palestine wants the entire Israel part also. That is why Israel said, I will also come to, he is also encroaching upon the Palestine area. So once you settle this Israel and Palestine conflict, this entire Middle East crisis will be solved. So first that is to be done. And that how it can do, India has to take that role now, play that role. Because India is the worst affected amongst in this crisis. Because we are import dependent. So India has to take the initiative. We were neutral, okay, but what is wrong in taking the initiative in bringing parties together? Okay, even all nations are telling it. Other nations are telling that India has to play a role. When the nations are demanding it, even American senators are demanding it. Some senators, India has to play a role. Why shouldn't we do it? Without Indian involvement, you cannot solve this problem. That's the second thing. Third thing
How is our Chabar port now?
And that is also stopped. No, you cannot do it. All investments are stopped. So any of our future projects, we have to focus on diversifying our trade routes also. You should not depend only on that Strait of
Don't
Hormuz.
keep all eggs in one basket.
That is the third thing. Fourth thing, focus on green energy, renewables.
Yes.
Renewables are to be focused upon just. Then your what is that called? For example, in railways, they are doing it. Net zero emission, they say. In railways, no, we have got the 99% electrification we have done, the highest electrification in the entire world. So in such things, we have to go for such green energy initiatives. So these are some of the ways.
We have one caller. Hello.
ಹಲೋ, ಜಾಗತಿಕ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾಲರ್ನ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಏನಾಗಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನುವ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ.
ಜಾಗತಿಕ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲೋ
ಡಾಲರ್ನ ಬೆಲೆ
ಜಾಗತಿಕ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾಲರ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ.
See, right now the rupee has depreciated to 94 to a dollar.
93 something.
94 rupees 5 paise was Friday's rate.
Oh my God.
Okay.
It will reach 100 century.
It depends on how the war continues. If war continues for 2 months more, we have a very big possibility of rupee touching 100 to a dollar. And rupee depreciation definitely impacts the cost of living in India also. Now just to give you a rough example, every increase of $10 in crude oil price and its associated impact on other commodity prices, the inflation in India goes up by 40 basis points.
Oh my God.
Now crude oil has already gone up by $70. So, for 40 basis point into $70, it is 2.8%. So, if this war continues at this crude oil rate, we are going to have 2.8% additional inflation just based on the higher cost of raw material. Now, with the inflation, what happens is the purchasing power of people go down. Many factories will also close for lack of demand and lack of availability of gas and oil, and unemployment will increase dramatically. So, from being into a very positive cycle of growth just a month back, India may slip into a negative cycle if this war continues beyond 2 to 3 months. So, in the interest of our own nation, our leadership should take definite steps to get into the geopolitical situation and to mediate to stop this war at the earliest possible. And India is in a very sweet spot here. India is friends with Iran, India is friends with Russia, who is friends with Iran, India is friends with all the Gulf countries who are right now facing the brunt of the war. India is friends with Israel, and India has a good working relationship with USA also. So, India is in a position to mediate and bring an end to the war. So, in India's own interest, rather than just taking a stand as a neutral nation, should intervene and should try to bring an end to this war.
And if war is stopped by India, now Modi will get Nobel Prize.
Possibly. Instead of Trump getting it, Modi may get it.
Good. Now, how this war has impacted US economy? See, in spite of all, so many wars, so much turmoil, so much trade war, why US is not getting impacted? Whether days are there nearby, in the nearby foreseeable future, that US economy may collapse?
See, actually in any war, US is the net beneficiary.
No.
That is why wars have been. Who is the main perpetrator of war in the world today? That we should know. It is the US only.
Sponsor.
See, US economy is dependent on.
And they think that all is fair in love and war.
And one more thing is, there are two things here in US situation. There are US economy is built on 3 Ds: drugs, defense, and dollars. And these three are interrelated. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing, who is running the US economy and the US government? That we should also know. It is not run by Republicans or Democrats. Political leaders don't run the government in US. It's a very strange thing, we have to accept it. It
All
is
lobbies.
It is the lobbies. It is what you call the deep state, connected with the CIA and the defense lobby, drugs lobby. These lobbies and the investment lobby. For example, sovereign funds there. They have an investable surplus of, they say this is a deep state in the investment lobby, they have surplus funds of $500 trillion. So who is running the nation? And they talk about, there is one more concept in the US that is again hidden, but it is a accepted one. They talk about one world, one government. What is that? One world order. All these things are contributing to all the conflicts in the world. They want to create a monopoly situation in the entire world. And as we told, where is UN? Where is UN now? What was the purpose of setting up this UN? To prevent any further wars after the Second World War in 1945. But after 1945, hundreds of wars have taken place. What is the role of UN?
Better to liquidate UN.
It is the UN. So either you have to expand the UN. Instead of liquidating, what you can, as a reform you can do is you expand it. UN has 5 countries. All these 5 countries have become weak today. Politically, economically, other ways also. They have become monopolistic.
Make it 50 countries.
There should be representation from every, there are 6 continents. Make representations from all continents. Africa, there is no representation. Asia, only China is there. Why not India? There are many Asian countries, ASEAN countries. There are many global South countries. All global. One more thing is global North countries are controlling the world. There is no role of global South countries. There are 135 global South countries. So all these, there are major reforms to be done at the global level here. Unless that is done, the global war situation always happen.
One more caller is there. We will attend. Hello.
ಹಲೋ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ನಾನು ಅವನೀಶ್ ಭಟ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು.
ಅವನೀಶ್ ಭಟ್ CA?
ಹೌದೌದು.
CA ಅವನೀಶ್ ಭಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಬಹುದಾ?
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ? ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಹೌದೌದು.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಹೇಳಿ.
ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ನವರು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಚೈನಾಕ್ಕಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಇಂಡಿಯಾಕ್ಕಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಯುರೋಪ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿಗಾಗ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರೂಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಾರ್ಮುಜ್ ಥ್ರೂವೇ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಒಮಾನ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಗಲ್ಫ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋಸ್ಟ್, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಟು ದ ಅರೇಬಿಯನ್ ಸಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಗಲ್ಫ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ ಒಮಾನ್ ನೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರುವ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಾರ್ಮುಜ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಲ್ಲ? ಈವನ್ ದುಬೈ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋಸ್ಟ್ which is direct access to Arabian Sea without Strait of Hormuz. So ಇದು ಯಾಕೆ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ಅವರು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ?
Oman and Dubai are not the big producers of oil and gas. They are very, very minor producers of oil and gas. And unless and until there's a pipeline which runs through Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, through Dubai and Oman, then only it will help the supply chain. Otherwise it will not help. And to lay the pipeline in the desert area is not as easy as one may imagine. You know.
But by road it cannot move?
Road it can move, provided all these nations come together, because these nations have their own differences amongst themselves. You know.
But ಇನ್ನೊಂದು information ಬೇಕಿದೆ. Actually from the Strait of Hormuz, only 25% of the global oil is moving. For example, $20 million a day. Total global consumption is 100 million barrels a day. So 80% of the things are going to other routes also. 100%
but this is cheaper.
This is cheaper.
But what happens is, you know, if you look at percentage, even if there's 5% shortage in crude oil, the jump in pricing will be $15 to $20.
Because of OPEC?
Not because of OPEC only, because all nations are energy driven. The minute there's a shortage of energy, all nations get impacted very badly. And unfortunately, India, we have 80% of our energy resources imported. So India is a very, very severely affected nation whenever there's a war.
Then America ಹೇಳ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ economic effect ಆದ್ರೂ. America is the biggest producer of oil. What we feel is the Gulf nations are the producing. No, America is the biggest producer and the biggest beneficiary.
Then why America prices are increasing, petroleum prices then?
No, petroleum prices are increasing for the customers ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಬಹುದು, consumers, but for the nation it is getting lots of dollars.
See, America does not believe in subsidizing or giving subsidies on any product. Whatever is the market price, that will be passed on to the consumer, because it's a private investment, private company driven.
It is like a private limited company. American government.
But as a state, America is a surplus oil and gas country. It is exporting oil and gas. So any increase in oil and gas prices benefits the country.
What about Australia?
Australia is also self-sufficient in oil and gas.
Okay.
Malaysia is exporting.
So now we have deliberated on a lot of issues. Now Kharg. See, Kharg Island, it is under the control of Iran. Why can't US take control of this Kharg Island, and it can impact Iran's role in that, so that Iran will become weak, because the strength of the chain lies in its weakest link. So if US and Israel, if they take charge of Kharg Island, I think Iran can be weakened. What is your opinion?
Because USA is already planning to do that, and it's planning to send its foot soldiers to Kharg Island. Because see, just by aerial war, you can destroy things, but you can't take physical control. Now the strategy of the US is to send US soldiers to Kharg Island and physically take over Kharg Island. By giving cover firing through the air. That's the strategy. But if that is implemented, war will again intensify, and it will take much longer for this war to end.
And one more thing, Iran warned yesterday, as told by Sir, if that is being done, if you do it, he says, I am going to bomb most of the civilian areas all over the world, it has told. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿವಿಲಿಯನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ಸು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ನಾನು ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಬಾಂಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು.
But that is somebody, all the entire world with the bombs on Iran gone case now.
No, see, we have to understand, Iran is not under even a dictatorship leadership. It is under the control of revolutionary army, and revolutionary army is so decentralized. Each location is independent in its own way. It can attack independently whomsoever they want.
There is no central command.
There is no central command. So there's a very big difference when you look at different nations. Right now, Iran is unpredictable. It can do whatever, a local
Then with whom, suppose this war should stop, with whom people should talk?
If the firing from Israel and USA stops, Iran will see no use or no purpose of retaliating back when the firing has stopped. So the war has to stop first from the Israel and US side. By declaring whatever victory they want to declare. Automatically war will stop, and Iran
like
can also
Pakistan declared victory in Operation Sindoor by India.
Iran will also declare victory after that.
And 2 days back, I think, it has America has told up to $14 billion worth of oil, they have lifted the sanctions. 2018 ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಿತ್ತು, ಆ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ have been lifted now to the extent of $14 billion you can export ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಆವಾಗ it will stop.
Okay, now I think whether the war stops or not, we have to stop our show now, because already we have taken enough time, nearing now 2 hours. At the end, what is your piece of this summary and piece of advice to Trump our world?
If war continues, a total global economy destabilizes. ಈಗ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಇದು ದ ಡೀಪ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸರ್ ಆಗ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಈ ಡೀಪ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅದರ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಮೆಂಟಿಂದ ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇನ್ ಬಾಂಗ್ಲಾದೇಶ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಂಡ್, ಇನ್ ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕಾ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಂಡ್, ಇನ್ ನೇಪಾಲ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಂಡ್. ಈಗ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲೈಸ್ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ ಡಿಕ್ಟೇಟರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಟೋಟಲ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡನ್ನು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ
ಪೀಪಲ್ ಶುಡ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಟ್ರಂಪ್.
ಈಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ
ಈ ಟ್ರಂಪ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್
ಈ ಟ್ರಂಪ್ ಈಗ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಒಂದಿತ್ತು, ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ವಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ವಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ನಿಲ್ಲುವಂತ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್,
ವಾರಗಳ ಕಾಲ.
ಹೌದೌದು, ಯುದ್ಧ ತುಂಬಾ ಉದ್ದ ಹೋಗುವಂತ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ.
ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಪ್ರಕ್ಷುಬ್ಧ ಆಗ್ತಾ
ಉಂಟು. ಈಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಆಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, ಈಗ ನಾವು
ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗ್ಧ ದೇಶ ಕೂಡ ಸಫರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು.
ಮುಗ್ಧ ದೇಶ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇಶಗಳು ಸಫರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಡೆವಲಪಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್, ನಮ್ಮಂಥ ದೇಶಗಳು ತುಂಬಾ ಸಫರ್ ಆಗುವಂತ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ. ಯುದ್ಧ ನಿಲ್ಲಬೇಕು,
ಯುದ್ಧ ಇನ್ನು ಹೋಗಬಾರದು, ಉದ್ದ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಹೇಳುದಲ್ವಾ? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 3 ಕಂಟ್ರಿಗಳು ಬದ್ಧ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇಲ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ಸ್ತಬ್ಧ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್ ಟು ಟ್ರಂಪ್.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ನೋಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ ನಾನೀಗ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಟ್ರಂಪ್ ಹಿಮ್ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ yesterday, 2 days back, yesterday told. US is considering winding down military efforts in Middle East. That is a positive statement from him. There is one more thing, the role of India ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. Trump has told one more thing. We won't let India grow as our competitor like China in the future. We won't let that mistake happen again ಅಂತ he told.
Who?
Trump has told. Within 24 hours what Jaishankar told, that shows the power of India in the whole geopolitics today. What Jaishankar told, the rise of India will be determined by Indians. It will be determined by our strength and not by the mistakes of others. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನಿನ್ನ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಬದ್ಧರಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟಂಪ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ವಿಶ್ವಗುರು ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ವೆರಿ
ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಟು ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಶೋ ದ ರಿಲೆವೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಇನ್ ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಜಿಯೋ ಪಾಲಿಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್.
The Ishwaguru can happen by destroying other nation, becoming weak, we will become strong.
But the thing is, as told by Mehta sir, you should take that initiative, bold initiative. You should not sit back.
Okay. So, last piece of advice to Trump.
I would give advice to the citizens of USA that they should create enough pressure group where no war should start without the congressional approval, which is the norm in the USA. This one particular war was started without the congressional approval, because then it becomes not a democratic way of functioning but autocratic way or a
Congress approval means
dictatorship.
21 date notice that this approval means somebody else will.
Yeah, but no war should be started without people taken into confidence, because this is not attacking a terror outfit or safeguarding your nation from terrorism. You are attacking a nation, a sovereign nation. So like for Venezuela also no congressional approval was taken. Similarly, no congressional approval has been taken for Iran war. So the dictatorship.
The war is not between US and other countries. War is between Trump and other countries.
Yeah, Trump and other countries.
That we want to give the message.
Yeah.
So that means Trump should be mellowed.
Yeah, so most likely when in the next November, when election happens in the US for MPs, Republican may lose the majority in the Congress, and things will change dramatically
Whether the
thereafter.
president elected can be impeached in US.
Yeah, can be impeached.
How?
It's the same way as
Two-third
in
majority.
Yeah, two-third majority. It can be impeached, but it is not practical. It won't
Whether
happen.
earlier they have done so.
I would not know, but I don't think it's possible.
Okay. Very nicely we have taken 2 hours to discuss about geopolitical issues. Lot of things have been churned now. Even all our intelligent viewers also given lot of their thoughts. I thank all these viewers also happy. Now, impact of this war on Indian economy, just summarize. Inflating oil prices, risking severe inflation, steep fall in value of rupee, energy inflation crisis, 72 per barrel, dollar per barrel to 150 per barrel it may go. Now Brent has already reached 115 now. Trade disruptions may happen. Stock market volatility. Stock market 83% of BSE 500 stocks have declined. Investor wealth, it has been eroded around 34 lakh crore rupees. Then gas supply shortages, unemployment issues, then closing of many manufacturing units, affecting aviation sector and hospitality sector. So as India imports 85% of its crude oil, India will be having lot of trouble in future. So India has to play the role of Narada or some Purohita between all these countries, then only good things can happen. With the small note,
Just one thing I will add in terms of cost. Last week we lost $11 billion in forex because of the cost impact of this war. You imagine 1 week $11 billion.
Oh my God.
In a month it is $45 billion. In a year $550 billion. So if this situation becomes very bad, it will be terrible for a
India
country like
may
India.
restrict some imports.
Yeah, it will be terrible
Non-essential goods
situation for
import
India.
they may restrict. Correct, no?
Yeah.
ರೇಷನಿಂಗ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು.
Ah,
LPG ರೇಷನಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಮೇ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್.
ಓಕೆ. ನಾವು ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಚುಟುಕನ್ನು ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಾವು ಅದು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡುವ. ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ ಇಸ್ರೇಲ್ ಇರಾನ್ ಯುದ್ಧ ಇಡೀ ಜಗತ್ತೇ ಆಗಿದೆ ಪ್ರಕ್ಷುಬ್ಧ. ಜಾಗತಿಕ ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆ ಸ್ತಬ್ಧ. ಕೇವಲ ಆಕ್ರಮಣವಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಜಾಗತಿಕ ತೈಲ ಯುದ್ಧ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ, ಆಯಿಲ್ ವಾರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೋ? ಇಸ್ರೇಲ್ USA ಯುದ್ಧಕ್ಕೆ ಕರೆ, ಇತರ ದೇಶಗಳಿಗೆ ಬರೆ. ತೈಲ ಆಮದಿಗೆ ಹೊರೆ, ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಚಾಲೆಯ ಯುದ್ಧ ತೆರೆಯ ಮರೆ, UAE ದೇಶಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಮೆರಿಕವೇ ಆಸರೆ, ಶಾಂತಿ ಕಾಪಾಡಲು ಮೊರೆ, ಬತ್ತಿ ಬರಿದಾಯ್ತು ತೈಲ ಬಾವಿಗಳ ಸೆರೆ, ಯುಗಾದಿಗಿಲ್ಲ ಬೇವು ಬೆಲ್ಲ ಸಕ್ಕರೆ, ಯುದ್ಧವೇ ಅಮೇರಿಕಕ್ಕೆ ಅಕ್ಕರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ, ದಿಸ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲಿ it has been conducted and participated by our viewers. On behalf of Namma Kudla channel and all our viewers, I thank all our three experts, economic experts, CA DB Mehta, Dr. Jayavant Nayak and Shri Rajesh Rao M. Thank you very much. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು, ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಚಾಂದ್ರಮಾನ ಯುಗಾದಿಯ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ new hopes that war will stop as soon as possible and entire global economy be revived. With this small note, ವೀಕ್ಷಕರೇ, ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್, ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಷನ್, ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಜಿಯೋಪಾಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಟಾನಿಕ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಈ ವಾರದ ಈ ಸಂಚಿಕೆ ಪುನಃ ಬುಧವಾರ ರಾತ್ರಿ 9:30 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಡ್ಲ 24/7 ಮರುಪ್ರಸಾರವಾಗಲಿದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಆಲ್ ಅವರ್ ಎಪಿಸೋಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ವ್ಯೂ ದೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್. ಎನಿ ಸಜೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪುಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಅಂಟಿಲ್ ದೆನ್, ಸರ್ವೇ ಜನಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು, ಸಮಸ್ತ ಸನ್ಮಂಗಳಾನಿ ಭವಂತು. ಐ ಆಮ್ CA S. Nayak signing off.